Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So a few people reached out to me on my channel and they wanted me to make a detailed video on this topic or this challenge. So freshers are applying to various DevOps roles, but they don't see response from the HR team. So today I want to talk about the challenges, the main cause of it, and then the possible solutions. Okay, so these days you will see openings like these posted on various job portals. Here I've taken some screenshots from LinkedIn. So you will see these type of openings, and a lot of people apply to these and they think that they're just freshers and the job is for freshers, so the company is not expecting much from them. They will get the response back because they have a very good resume, and they will get the entry into DevOps, they will learn DevOps, and later on they will switch their companies. Okay, but it is too good to be true these days, unfortunately. So why this is happening, why the recruiting team do not get back to most of the people? This is because they don't have many fresher openings. They do have some openings for freshers, but only like 2 or 3 openings are there, or maybe 5 openings are there, but the amount of application that they receive is massive. It is in thousands. Okay, so they have to filter out because they cannot start interviewing these 1000 people or 2000 people for openings which are as low as 5. Okay, so they have to have a very harsh this filtering criteria so they can filter out the best of the best. So not all the openings, but I mean most of these openings have an online test. Okay, where where you have to be really good with your speed of answering the questions, and the level of questions is also not as easy, and you will be asked on the core DevOps tools and technologies and methods. So once again, they're just trying to filter out the best of the best so that they can start interviewing them. Or you will see a big walk-in day, which is given to all the freshers, that they can walk into this venue, and they're hiring for freshers, and there you will see like I think hundreds of people lined up. Okay, with their CV in hand. So that is what happening in today's world for any fresher opening. Okay, especially for DevOps, I would say, because there are so many people out there who have learned everything really well. They know the stuff, but they haven't got any opportunity to work in a real-time setup. Okay, so why this is happening? So there's a good reason to it why it's like that, and I don't blame the company actually. So let's talk about the main root cause of it. So reason for less fresher openings. Okay, so suppose there's a company. The company has few clusters which they use to deploy their customers applications. Okay, here I've taken an example of EKS clusters. Okay, some of the clusters are prod, some of them are QA, some of them are dev. Okay, so what happens generally in these companies have an agreement with the customer on the percentage uptime of their applications. Okay, so they will promise their customers that your applications are going to be up 99.9% of the time. Now in this scenario where you have this high uptime required for your applications, so in that case, would you dare to hire freshers to manage these applications? Okay, if I ask you, if you are the owner of a company and you want to, you have promised your customer that your applications are going to be up 99.9% of the time. So in that case, would you be hiring freshers? Okay, no, right? You want people who can say, been there, done that for many years, right? So you need expert people, you need people who have done these things, who have managed these type of applications over and over again. Okay, so this is the main reason this role is so critical. Okay, DevOps role is so critical, so crucial for a company. They cannot afford any glitch. Okay, so they need people who are experienced only. Okay, but they still accommodate for a few fresher openings. Okay, here and there, if you see, so there are fresher openings right now, but of course the openings are very less, and the number of applications that are coming through are huge. Okay, so this is the main reason this role is so critical. This is so a demanding role. This is so high stress job. So it is very tough for a fresher to manage these production grade clusters. Okay, if I talk about Kubernetes, it is so complex. Even after years of experience, you cannot say that you know everything about Kubernetes, because every now and then you will see some issue or the other that is appearing for the first time. You haven't seen this issue ever. So in that case, you just have to debug and start troubleshooting, and you can spend like 5-6 hours debugging these issues. So that can happen, and it actually happens in a real time setup. So you need people who have some experience into it, who knows how to handle these type of situations, and they can handle these things better. So this is the main reason. Okay, so this is about the main cause of it. Now what are the possible solutions to it? So as I mentioned that there are openings of freshers, but only I think a 2%, 3%, or maybe 5% of the people, they get the job as fresher in a DevOps role. So then the next question is, what will happen to the other 95% of the people who are who have done a lot of hard work, learning these tools and technologies, the different methods of DevOps, and now they're looking for a job role. So what should they do? So this is from my own point of view, from my own perspective, because I have been into this field for over 7 years. In total, I have 14 plus years of experience in IT. So I know how things work internally in a company, and what can you do to counter this situation? So the solution number one would be, you can look for a job that is closely related to DevOps. Okay, so you can look for a job in Linux administration, or you can look for a role in cloud administration. Why I'm saying this? Because in these jobs the competition is less. Okay, so and you have a lot of openings, and even this job is relatively easier as compared to a DevOps engineer role. Okay, so getting into these roles is slightly easier, and also if you have some experience into Linux administration or cloud administration, it actually helps in your DevOps engineer roles as well. This particular experience is going to help you a lot. Okay, so this is not a bad deal to get into Linux administration or cloud administration initially as a as a level 1 role, and then you can look for some high end role like DevOps or SRE. Okay, so there's one more thing that you have to consider after you have finished your college, after you have finished your BTech, MCA, MTech, whatever. You cannot afford to stay unemployed for long. Okay, then in your interview you have to justify that to the HR as well, and it is not easy. Okay, so it is better to just get going, and better to target the roles that are easily gettable, and you can get into the you can get into industry, okay, somehow, and then you can later target your main roles, which are DevOps roles. So what I would suggest is, if you're able to get a job in Linux administration or cloud administration or some other relevant role, just spend there like a couple of years, then get the experience, okay, get the hands-on experience, and then maybe look for DevOps roles, okay, DevOps or SRE roles, and you can tell them that I was into DevOps only. Okay, so this is not faking experience at all. Okay, why I'm saying this? Because you can just tell them that I was into this DevOps role, but I was doing Linux administration as well, so I have experience into Linux administration plus DevOps. Okay, and then when you have this 2 years of experience under your belt, competition is going to be less as compared to when you were fresher. So it is easier now for you to switch into a DevOps on SRE role as compared to what you were when you were a fresher. Okay, because I also started as a Linux administrator initially. Okay, so it is actually a very good approach, and it still helps me because I have been doing this Linux administration for many years. So when I am stuck somewhere with an issue, so all these Linux skills helps you a lot. So it is not a bad deal at all to start with a Linux job and then later on switch to a DevOps role. So this is my personal view about it. Okay, so you can switch to DevOps or SRE roles a little later in your career. Then the other approach could be if you can move internally to a DevOps or SRE team. This is because most of the companies have a separate Linux administration team, they have a cloud administration team, they also have a separate DevOps or SRE team. So if you can check with that team if there's any internal opening and they're looking for a resource, so you can see if you can apply to that internal job posting and you can get the role. So this is again a very good approach, because when you join that team, they are not going to expect too much from you initially, because they know that you are trying to switch your domain from Linux administration or cloud administration to a core DevOps or SRE role. So they're going to give you enough time to learn and then do their tasks. Okay. Also, I think in this way, they have few details of you already. They know you a little. So I think you can collaborate with them in a better way. Okay, because when you join a company outside externally, nobody knows you, and you join a stranger team. So anything can happen in that case. But in this approach, since you know each other a little, so I think it is going to be easier for you to work with their team. All right. So these are the two approaches that I think you can take if you are a fresher and if you're looking for a DevOps job. So this is again only in my view. So these two approaches I think is doable, easily achievable, and eventually you will get your dream DevOps or SRE role. Okay. If you have any feedback for this video, please do share that in the comment section. Okay. If you have any query, I will be happy to answer all your queries. All right. That's all I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please hit the like button. Please share this video with your friends, and please do subscribe to my channel. All right. I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye for now.